positioning. I suppose that's one of the things that we've had a few lapses on. It's always hard with a new group to get used to each other, reading each other and that sort of stuff, but that's one of our key focuses this week, that's for sure.
And just having a look through your roster here, obviously one of our local girls, Taylor Roberts, playing. Shana Thompson, she's one of the best pure shooters I've seen in my time. Is that going across the league, she's right there in the stats. How good is it to have someone out there that you know is roughly popping them up with about 60% behind the line? Oh,
mate, she's an absolute freak when it comes to hitting the three-point shoot. I was lucky enough to coach her locally a couple of years ago, mate, and still my favourite player to coach when it comes to offence. She just needs to work on the defensive aspect of her game a little bit to complement how good and how much potential she does have at the offensive end.
And down here with the Tawns, who's the focus to shut down tonight? Who's the one or two players that you think if we're going to win tonight, we're going to have to stop them?
Oh, Sarah O'Neill killed us last time. I'm lucky enough to coach her locally down south at the local roster, mate, and she could be anything with the age and how smart she is on the basketball field. And Steph Gardner, like when she gets hot, she's pretty hard to stop. Very streaky player that come and watched a couple of weeks ago, and she sort of had a purple patch there where she got the girls back in the game against Geelong. I thought Launceston actually fought the game out really well against Geelong with giving up 3 Opals players, and on paper I suppose Geelong sort of looked like the favourites by a long way, and Launceston were never out of it really, so it was a great work by them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before I head it back up to Dave, I've got to ask you, Toronto Raptors just got up on yesterday with the NBA Finals. You happy about that?
Oh, to be honest, too busy working. We organised a Game 1 party to watch the first game, and since then I haven't even seen the results. So
there you go, historic moment, and no one in basketball's been watching it down in Tassie. All right, thank you, Justin, and good luck for the game.
Too easy. Thanks, Scotty. Good
no worries, mate. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you to Scotty down there, interviewing Justin Muscat, the assistant coach there from the Hobart Huskies. Scotty will make his way back up. Just a bit of team news before we have a little break. Brittany Hodges is not taking her place tonight in the Tornadoes team. She's still suffering from that hamstring injury, so that's a bit of selection news there. We're back in just a moment for the start of play and a bit of a preview here at Elvin Sports Centre.
Hi, Andrew Doyle here.
Welcome back to our City Park Radio listeners, and welcome for the first time this evening to our stream viewers via the NBL1 stream on YouTube. Welcome to Elfin Sports Centre in Launceston, Tasmania. For the big Tasmanian derby in women's basketball, it's the Hobart Huskies versus the Launceston Tornadoes. So it should be a fantastic contest. We've got the cheerleaders here from All Star Cheer and Dance down here to my right. And they're going to be performing this evening during some of the breaks. And Scotty, we've got a fascinating contest tonight. 13 versus 15 doesn't seem that exciting, but whenever the two Tassie sides get together, the Mitchell Greenwood Trophy is at stake, so it should be fantastic tonight.
Absolutely, and of course Josie Greenwood out there playing on the court tonight. It's a great family link that they've got going there. Yeah, it's interesting. I think that the Tawns, it'll all be about consolidation, I think, now for this season. The Huskies holding on to the dream that it's still they can make the final eight. That it's still possible for them. But always, it doesn't really matter where they sit on the roster. It's always a good game full of passion. Looking down there, though, I've been talking to a couple of assistant coaches from the Huskies, and yeah, look, I would have thought they were a ripping favourite coming in, especially with Brittany Hodges out tonight, Dave, because their height is remarkable. I stand right on 6'3", Dave. I come up to the shoulders of 4 of the girls that are just waltzing down there. So I think that's going to be something that the Tawns are going to struggle with. But we said that early in the year, and they ran them off their feet. But still, I don't think that's going to happen twice. I think that might have been lightning in a bottle, that game. And there's been a big spotlight on these guys for the Huskies with their defence, and or should we say lack of, has been the words that have been used. And you can expect them to be out and about and be very tough to score on.
Both teams have been leaking points, Scotty, so it could be another shootout. Wait and see. Let's highlight some of these new players. Huskies are not quite so new. They've been around now for a few weeks. But Nikki Green, she's a volleyballer, track and field, powerlifting at high school. She graduated from Penn State with a degree in integrative arts. She averaged at Penn State 8.6 points, 7 rebounds, and in her 131 career games, and has played a bit of WNBA as well. So anybody who can even make WNBA, that says a lot about them. So that's Nikki Green. Jennifer Schlott, she's averaged 26 points in a senior year at Utah State, and where she holds a women's all-time scoring record. She's played in Europe as well. So the 2 imports, we've got the 1 import tonight just playing only from the Tornadoes, Steph Gardner. But fascinating to see how both Nikki Green and Jennifer Schlott go. Yeah,
what a great name too, Schlott. It just sounds great when it rolls off the tongue. But I was just looking down there at Schlott, and she's there's not much to her. But Justin was saying to me before the call, he said just purebred scorer. He said she would rarely come off, takes good shots and doesn't turn the ball over. It makes her a very, very tough matchup. Just going on those stats before, when you look at it and you think 8 points, 8 rebounds doesn't sound much. In the college game where it's actually a bit shorter, and the top scorers there are only scoring 15, that's right up there.
And high standard too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to be some sort of player.
And WNBA, you've got to realise, Michaela Roof, who tore it up here 2 years ago, she didn't make the WNBA, really? So that shows you there. That shows you the standard. It's very, very tough to get it. But I'm expecting it to be seesaw battle, Dave, but for the Huskies to run away, be a little bit too strong tonight.
Sarah O'Neill, of course, has been so outstanding. She's been a real breakout year. I think she scored 41 points in the NWBU final. That was last week. Latrobe won that one, so she's in hot form.
She just flies under the radar too. Just goes about it very quietly.
We're not far away from the national anthem here, so I think we're just about to have the introductions before the national anthem. So we'll keep talking till that happens, Scotty. Young players across both teams. We talk about Micah Simpson, Aisha Annis, Beck Abel, still a young player. She's still only 19. She's been on the scene so long that we probably think she's older. Jess Johnson, Michaela Bingley, and of course young Eliza Vandenkamp, born in 2004. So she's just turned 15. And she's been playing senior basketball in Hobart Phoenix since she was 13 years of age, and she's a really bright prospect. So
just spoke to her before the game, actually, too, Dave, because I had to go up. I saw the write-up on this young lady, and I had to go and meet her because such a young girl, and she's easily 3 inches taller than me. So just talking to Justin, just a few problems with her knees, so she might not get to see her tonight. Depending on how the game's going, but they're trying to wrap her in cotton wool and give her a bit of experience at the moment because they don't want her to break down. But it's a strong flame for the future in Tasmanian basketball.
Justin mentioned the outside shooting of the Tawns, and when Rebecca Abel is on song, she can split any game apart in a short space of time. So look for her tonight. Stella Beck, of course, she was missing for a little while. She's back in the team, and Steph Gardner has been a pretty good acquisition for the Tornadoes.
Absolutely, and Steph Gardner, when she's firing, the team plays better, and that's what makes a great point guard. Is that as they introduce the dancers here as they're coming out, but. Stella Beck, wouldn't it be fantastic to see her with a full roster so we can see her play her natural position, Dave, because she's going to have to play big again tonight, and it's not a natural spot, but she looks good in the open court. When she gets the ball and she's pushing at Stella Beck, she's very exciting to watch. Yeah,
they've teamed very well together, those two.
They have. So and Brooke Brown is the other one that played really well down Hobart. She matches up quite well. Like I said, it's a different Hobart team to what we saw down in Hobart, so it should be a big challenge.
I think we're about to have the national anthem. No, we're introducing the Tornadoes, so we'll just wait for that to happen. Got a little guard of honour there with the All-Star cheer and dance girls.
Yeah, big screen for Sarah O'Neill now. In game one, no one knew who she was, and she barely.
They know that she is now.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been a stalwart of this team.
And talk about shooters that can light it up from the three-point line. Shana Thompson, who you mentioned in the interview there with Justin.
She's an amazing shooter.
She's great to watch.
And
of course,
so young. She's she only just left college last year, though. So she's only 18 years of age.
And we've got two players that know this court very well, Taylor Roberts and Ellie Collins, especially Taylor. She's had a couple of stints here at the Tornadoes.
Absolutely local girl and one of the nicest people you'll meet, Dave. She's just absolutely lovely. And when you talk about locker room issues, and it's taken a while for these girls to gel because of the ins and outs and the imports, someone like Taylor Roberts makes the world of difference. And you got to remember in the golden era of basketball back there when they were making the Final Four and whatnot and had some success, Taylor Roberts was a huge part of that. So she's more than just the stats on the court, which she provides heaps of as well. And I think we're getting national anthem. It's about to start, though.
Fantastic stuff there, the national anthem. Just kind of got to mention the crowd. It's huge.
It's big, yeah. I had trouble getting down for the interview, Dave.
Yep.
And they're still streaming in. And despite the lack of interest in the Canadian team winning the World Basketball Championships, there's a few Toronto Raptors singlets going around. As big as the moon landing, the boys at school were telling me.
It's great, isn't it, for a team from Canada
it's fantastic.
to take it out. So
especially over the last 4 seasons, Dave, that they've been the top team. A bit like Port Adelaide a couple of years ago, just couldn't get over the hump, and they've finally done it, and it's good for world basketball for those.
Now, you remember your stats, so you might know a bit better. Is it true that the last 18 seconds or something of the game went for, I don't know, 30 minutes or something like that? I might be exaggerating, but it was a long finish to the game, wasn't it?
It was a long finish because I was in class, Dave, for our listeners I teach, and I said, we'll just flick it on and watch the last quarter. It'll take about 15 minutes of a lesson. That was my lesson, Dave. It took up the entire lesson.
Fantastic. Anyway, let's focus back on what we're doing here, because it's going to be a great night of basketball.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great to see the crowds come out, the local crowds, and a lot of Hobart fans up here, and all the Hobart fans, Dave, congregating at the southern end, ironically, of the stadium, and all the Northerns at the northern end. So it's always good to see that rivalry happen.
So any viewers in Victoria, it's a Victorian and Tasmanian competition. You may already be aware of the rivalry between North and South and Tasmania. It gets mentioned from time to time.
That's right.
And we've had a couple of huge derbies this weekend in Northern Tasmania. We had the TSL, Tasmanian State League football derby last night. North Launceston versus Launceston, which we covered here on City Park Radio. And now the big basketball derby as well. Of course, they're playing for the Mitchell Greenwood Trophy, Scotty, and it's great to see that tradition has carried on. Of course, it was the Hobart Chargers in the old Seabull competition last year. And they are now the Hobart Huskies. So it's great for that trophy to keep on being played for. 2 great basketball families in Tasmania.
Absolutely, and of course the tragedy in the Greenwood family not so long ago, and really hit the basketball community because such a beautiful family. They play like animals when they get inside those 4 lines, but get them outside the court. They are just a wonderful family, and of course Huey Greenwood playing for my beloved Crows, Dave, as we beat the Richmond Reserves there.
Don't undersell yourself.
But he was also an incredible basketball, one of the best in the world in the junior age groups there for a while. And his sister Josie, of course, very accomplished player. But it is good to see those family names being kept, and people around the country recognising and knowing what that name is and what it represents.
It means fantastic. A lot. Absolutely. You can see on the screen now the viewers of the stream, and for our listeners too, Brittany Hodges out there. She's had some hamstring issues. I think it was originally thought to be a minor injury, but with hamstrings, minor can be 4 to 5 weeks. So
absolutely,
I don't think she's too far away, but she's there in the black tracksuit there.
And when you're the only person in that position, Dave, you've got to wrap them sometimes and make sure they get through. So
hamstring, a common basketball injury, Scotty? You played a bit of basketball, not quite as common as other sports.
No, it's not. It's more knees and ankles and backs and shoulders. That's the sort of the the ones for the basketballs, particularly knees. Hamstrings, you don't really...
Muscle strains in general are not quite rare, yeah.
Very rare, because it's normally when you're sprinting, when you're bent over, is when the hamstring sort of gives it a rip. So could be she just wasn't warmed up, but she has done a hamstring, Dave. It's a hefty hamstring. She's got a very powerful lower base, has Brittany Hodge.
Hope to see her back on the court. We're still mid-season, we've got to remember.
She's moving pretty well down there at the moment.
I think she's far away, so that's good news for Tornadoes fans. But she'll be absent tonight, so a lot of responsibility for the boards tonight. Comes back to the likes of Stella Beck and Brooke Brown.
If the Huskies don't dominate the boards tonight, Dave, there will be serious repercussions on the way back down the Hobart, I would imagine. But that's going to be the tough one. I mean, the shooting, they're really going to have to be on song because they're not going to get too many second chances. The Tawns have been very unlucky with injury over the last 2 seasons now. A lot of their imports getting hurt. Steph Garner being sort of in and out of the team with injury. Brittany Hodges hurt. Of course, Michaela Roof doing the knee. Stella Beck in and out, not because of injury, but because of commitments. It's just getting that cohesion. We talked about the Huskies, but the Tawns have had that same problem. The benefit of, though, for both teams is that the youngsters get to go out there and we get to see that local talent, which a lot of the people out here, deep down, that's what they want to see, good game basketball, and they want to see the local kids being able to compete.
And even, as you said, with the Tornadoes, with those players missing, even though they copped a couple of beatings there on the road especially, it did give some of those younger players more court minutes, more experience against quality players, and that in the long run has got to be a benefit to the team overall.
Absolutely, and that overtime win here against Geelong, no one would have picked that. That was
the Bandits.
Oh, Bandits, sorry, that's right. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I mean, you had 3 Opal contributors in there, and they took it right up to them, and that was basically the younger kids that were a huge response in that.
You ran well a couple of weeks ago, Scotty, but it was a great effort against Geelong as well.
Absolutely.
They were down on their full strength team on that night, but they certainly did well. They never looked like winning the game, I don't think, but they kept that margin within, say, 10 to 14 points the whole night, and that was a pretty good effort. Anyway, for our radio listeners, the Huskies tonight in predominantly white strip with a purple strip on the side, and Tornadoes in their usual red and white, mostly red uniform that they wear here at the Elfin Sports Centre, the traditional home of the Tornadoes. They've been in existence since the 90s. Sleeble champions. Runners-up last year, of course, against Bendigo.
Yeah, what a Cinderella story last year, Dave. I know we harp on about it, but they were expected not to be in the 8. It was meant to be a bit like this year, a bit of a rebuilding year. But just shows you the heart and determination and the great coaching staff as we get ready for the tip.
So action here on City Park Radio 96.5 and 103.7 and via the YouTube on NBL1. And we're underway. It's with Schlott first up. Out to Thompson. Roberts gets it out to Schlott. It goes underneath, loses the handle. Lucks a fortune as it comes off the boot there of Sarah O'Neill. So it's a Huskies ball.
Already going to be a long night, Dave. Schlott just cruised in there. It was just unlucky it slipped out of her fingers.
She looks a player as Roberts puts a little shot up. It's a lovely shot. Unorthodox, but effective. First points, Hobart Huskies. 2 points to 0. Steph Gardner. Out now towards, it's Michaela Bingley who's starting. Scotty, it's caught me off guard a little bit. Up to Stella Beck, and Stella Beck makes 2 points and evens up the score. That's great news for Michaela Bingley, with number 14 there in the starting 5.
Yeah, she's a strong unit, Michaela Bingley. She's got a bit of a run actually over the last couple of games, and it's just height-wise that's getting her, but she's very powerful. A bit like a Charles Barkley type, Dave.
Collins underneath to Roberts, who has to dish out to Thompson from the corner. Shana Thompson, she's on range early, and that's a 3 from the corner on the left-hand side of the court. 5-2 is the score, and that's what we know from Shana Thompson. That's what she's capable of. Here's Hodges now. Gardner, beg your pardon. Puts a little shot up, little floater. Doesn't make it. Rebounded by the Huskies. Now with Schlott to Collins. Works away in for a shot. Open shot now in front of the basket. Doesn't make it. Contact on the rebound. The contact was on Taylor Roberts. First foul of the evening. It was against Michaela Bingley, I think.
Yeah, a bit of a soft foul there, Dave. There wasn't really too much contact there. She's a bit unfortunate for Michaela, and even Taylor Roberts looked a little great pass there in the
nice pass, straight in to Nikki Green, who makes 2 points. They've started with a bit of a gallop. The Hobart Huskies 7-2.
They made it clear, Dave, they're going inside almost in every possession, so it's going to be a long night for the Smalls of the Tawns, but they're going to have to battle hard.
We saw, the ball was knocked away. You right there, Scotty? A bit of a cough. Turn the wrong microphone off. Thank you.
Swallowed a fly, but I'm back.
Steph Gardner to O'Neill. Stella Beck. Out to Bingley. Left-handed shot.
Ooh.
Long, not made, off the glass. Taken easy by Collins. Collins, long shot underneath to Roberts, or long pass, sorry. And it's intercepted by Beck, who takes it away with purpose. Into the lane. Puts up the shot with the left hand. Beautiful move, Stella Beck. Couple of involvements early.
Yeah, she's fantastic to watch in that open court, David said in pre-game. She's just very high percentage.
Deceptively quick too. She lopes along, but she covers the court very quickly.
She does, and strong.
Yep. 7-4. Speaking of strong, here's Taylor Roberts. Little bounce to Green, turns to her left, puts it up. This is probably a shot she would have liked to have got there. Rebounded by Bingley. Tornadoes off and running.
It's a great effort there by Bingley. She's given up 4 inches.
Long shot, Gardner from downtown. Rebounded Beck for more points. 2 more. Stella Beck on fire. Early days, Elfin Sports Centre. That's 6 points already, I think, Scotty.
Yeah, it is. I'll keep an eye on Stella Beck, but she's racking up the stats at the moment. A great move there by Ellie Collins, but the Huskies just struggling to find a shot at the moment. Shana Thompson does a floater.
Yeah, floater's good. 5 points now for Shana Thompson.
Yeah, she's looking dangerous early too, Dave. It's the last thing you want with a great shooter is that they haven't missed a shot.
9-6, high tempo game. Team's not taking long to shoot as Stella Beck runs through a brick wall called Green. Underneath to Bingley, nice move. Michaela Bingley off the glass for 2.
Michaela Bingley's looking very good, Dave. She's looking very comfortable out there. Great timed cut.
15-year-old making away. There's 2 15-year-olds tonight, Vandenkamp and Bingley. Little pass from Collins to Roberts. Rebounds back to Collins. To Roberts underneath. 2 points extra. And I think that's against Sarah O'Neill. I'm not sure about that one. But it's contact there in the act of shooting. 2 points count. 11-8 is the score.
Taylor Roberts just going to dominate down there, Dave. I'm just keeping an eye on that foul count there for you.
Stella Beck, 6 points already in the game. As Roberts misses the extra. Rebounded easy by Beck. She might go straight through again. Stella Beck off the glass. No, great reject was it? No. Contact was made. Stella Beck hits the deck. Bit of poetry there, Scott. As she gets fouled and she'll go to the line.
It's what you try to teach every young kid when they're charging down, not to slow down, because that's what bigs love. They love to time it. She just went straight at her and went for the foul, and puts a lot of pressure on the defender.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Did everything but go in, Dave.
Like a Tiger Woods putt there, round and out.
And the foul was on Stella Beck as well, Dave.
And she misses the second as well. She'll be disappointed with that. It's rebounded by Green. Now to Collins. Hands it to Thompson. Green, a bit of space. Now to Schlott, who moves in, open shot. Mid-range, mustn't make it.
Great hands.
Shifted the ball there from Roberts, and Roberts gets it back off Gardner. Oh dear, oh dear. And that was amazing. Roberts had the ball, Gardner took it off her, and then Gardner had the ball taken off her in turn by Roberts. Long shot, Abel! Rebecca Abel. That was way downtown, that one. A good half a metre behind the 3-point line. 3 points, 13-11, high standard game. Little pass underneath to Roberts. Can't put the shot up, so he dishes out to Schlott. Steps out, puts the shot up, would have been 2, doesn't make it. Rebounded by Beck Abel. So up goes Stella Beck now. Gets around as Gardner, little floater. Strong rebound by Green. Hands to Schlott, up the court they go. 5.5 left in the first quarter. Collins, little pass to Roberts. Might have been contact there. Was a step on the line. I think it was contact. Stella Beck.
That's unfortunate, Dave, because that's still on Stella Beck, and she's been their most outstanding player, and she's going to have to sit now. Otherwise, she's going to be on 3 fouls before the end of the quarter.
Second foul. We'll pick Scotty. 3 team fouls to the Tawns. I don't want Stella Beck out of the game too long.
Now they look very small, David. Very small.
6 points so far for Beck. Collins with a baseline ball. It's the corner to Green, now to Schlott. Schlott now for 2. All net. 2 points to Jennifer Schlott, 15-11. Quick transition to O'Neill, to Brooke Brown. Steps inside. Nice little pass to Abel, who tries to find a passage through, has to dish out to Gardner. Fakes a pass, goes in, open shot for 2. Steph Gardner. She's so busy, Scotty, inside, isn't she?
She is. I was going to make a comment that both Schlott and Gardner, their radars were off and they both just went bang, bang.
Oh, the fans are going to love this game tonight if those two keep going the way they are. Shana Thompson doesn't make the three-point attempt. She's already scored a triple tonight, but not on that occasion. Now Sarah O'Neill at the other end to Abel. It's a couple of screens. Nice pass underneath to O'Neill, who makes the two. Good understanding there from the two Northwest Coast of Tasmania girls. Sarah O'Neill, 41 points for Latrobe in the NWBU final. So she's in good scoring form. Here's Jennifer Schlott, goes in. Nice pass. You said it, Scotty, to Roberts, who doesn't finish the job.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Tennis score at the moment, 15 all. Michaela Bingley, Gardner finds some space and goes in. Misses the shot. Now Schlott over the top to Thompson. Could she rein it in? She can. That's a good shot. Good conversion. She was moving at top speed and just steadied herself underneath the basket. Classy stuff, Shana Thompson, Scotty.
Yeah, she's a great player, and both teams have made it clear that defence really isn't a concern because they try to outshoot each other, and it's fantastic to watch. Coach killers, but fantastic to watch.
At the other end, Michaela Bingley misses a shot off the glass.
Been impressed with her though,
Schlott to Green, off the glass herself. She makes it.
Oh,
Foul.
David.
Foul against Sarah O'Neill, I think.
Oh, umpire. She couldn't stand any taller. Don't want to sound biased, but sheesh.
There we go. We'll talk about the referees.
She was playing so well too. That's the crowds come to see their young kids play. She's standing dead up. There's been no inflact on the play. Umpire. No sense of occasion, David.
Referees tonight, David Farmers, Ashley Thurstons and Connor Westwood.
I think that was Connor Westwood.
You said that with a bit of malice there, Scotty.
I just know
I don't like the way you said that.
I know that young man. He knows better than to ruin my night.
As extras converted there from Nikki Green, so 20 to 15, so 5 points in a hurry there for the Huskies. Got out to a bit of a lead here. 3.5 to go first quarter. Gardner this way, that away. Good defence, great defence taken by Green. On the court now is Finlayson. As it's now is Schlott.
Yep.
Yeah, well picked, Scotty.
She's actually had a couple of little bunny hops already, Dave. I think she's just so quick that she's getting away with a few. But, man, she's lightning. Got a fantastic little Euro step, Dave. We'll talk about that in the break.
Picked up by the referee on that occasion. As the pass not great. Intercepted by Green. She's got support from Schlott. She'll go safe and gets two off the glass. So Nikki Green read that beautifully.
That was a horrible
inbound. Wasn't the greatest
pass.
of passes, has to be said. Brooke Brown now. Little handoff to Abel. To Brown in the corner. Confronted by Green. It's the pass to Abel. No room for a shot. She likes him from that distance. Now she turns, scoops around into O'Neill, and just doesn't quite finish the job there. They're on a pretty good run here at the moment, the Huskies. 7-0 late in this first quarter.
I think O'Neill thought there was going to be a bit more pressure than what there was, Dave, and just put her off at the last second.
Nikki Green, long outside to Schlott. Left, right, left again.
Great defense.
Out to Green, open for two. Off the ring. Rebound, a nice little tap away from Gardner. Gets it to Partridge. Now it's with O'Neill, who's confronted. She might have got some contact there. She did. And foul there on number 20, Nikki Green. Just their second foul of the first quarter. Tawns have got 14 fouls.
Turnovers are killing them, Dave.
Sorry, Scotty, the second foul to Green there, so she'll have a bit of a spell.
Both teams on 3 turnovers, but each turnover of the Tawns has resulted in a score, so that's something that I'm sure Derek Washington will be talking about at the break.
Brown takes her time to get it to O'Neill. It's at the top of the key. Wrestles away clear into Partridge and
stepped out of court.
Yep. It often happens here at the Elfin Sports Centre. It's one of those courts with lots of different markings. And foot on the line, so it's a bit of a needless turnover there. It's at 22-15. Listen to City Park Radio with Dave Moore and Scott Brown. We'll be joined by JB, Justin Bryan at half-time as Collins. Good shot off the glass with the left hand. Another two. Now a 9-0 run, Scott. Might get a timeout here, I wonder, for Derek in a minute. As Gardner dishes it out. In goes Abel to the corner to Gardner. They need this one. Not this time. Offensive rebound, though. The veteran Ali Partridge out to Gardner for a second attempt. And misses that one. So their percentage, Scotty, is I think around
Not good.
50, but it's dropping down.
Yeah,
Started well.
They're in the 40s now, Dave, and I feel sorry for Steph Gardner because all of her shots have looked like they're about to go in. So she's taking the right shots because there's just a quick foul there.
15 foul, Scott, for the Tornadoes. That was Rebecca Abel there committing that foul. So it's straight to the line with the team foul situation.
And Charlotte Thompson coming to the bench, Dave, as Waller makes an entrance.
So and pretty good first quarter.
She had an excellent first quarter. We'll talk about that in a second. Very good shooting.
Schlott makes it. A very efficient free throw technique, Scott.
Yeah, she does. And it's going to be a long night for the Tawns, Dave, if they're missing open layups, which they've missed 2 of so far.
And she makes the second. So 26-15. It was 15-15 not long ago. I thought Jake might have called a timeout just to sort of arrest the slide a bit here, but he's not going down that direction. And goes Gardner. She's just not on song the last couple of minutes or so. She's missed a few. Misses that one. Now it's with Schlott to Collins. Back to Schlott. Nice pass underneath to Collins, who makes the 2. Taya Stevenson on the court now for the Huskies. 28-15 into the last minute. It's contact there on Beck Abel. Fouls on Taya Stevenson. The 18-year-old guard from the Hobart Huskies club. Of course, she was with the Chargers last year, as many of these players were. O'Neill side ball. They need points desperately. It goes without saying. Gardner, bounce pass, high bounce pass to Brown, who's got no space. Now out to Abel, who wrestles her way in. Gets the pass in. She got contacted. Beck Abel. Derek Washington gesticulating on the bench there.
Yeah, he was looking down right at Brooke Brown. They had an open shot in the corner, and she just... You always taught as a youngster, David, when you catch the ball down low, you've got to look middle first. You always look middle. That's all the action, and she just didn't look there. And he's saying, you could have passed the ball. We would have had a shot. That got through. She was going to make up for it, though, but it didn't quite work.
So an intercept there off hands of Huskies. So it's a baseline ball again for the Tornadoes.
They'd love to give a score here, Dave. They've got to remember in their first matchup, there's a very similar scoreline in the first quarter.
Yep.
And the Tawns came storming home, so they wouldn't be too worried yet.
Brown, hand off to Gardner, who's got not much place to go. Out to Abel for a second 3. Doesn't make it. Long rebound. Here they go now through Finlayson. Out to Schlott. Schlott's corral back to Finlayson. Quick shot. Doesn't make it. Offensive rebound though by Stevenson. Out to Waller. Finlayson. Collins. Collins turns into the corner to Stevenson for 3. Yes, Taya Stevenson. That gets the bench on the feet. And the bench players now contributing for the Huskies in a dominant first quarter performance. 31 plays 15. And Taya Stevenson, first points of the night. Confident shot. Gardner out now to Brown. And that's a great shot. Sarah O'Neill, beg your pardon. They look alike.
What a shot.
And Sarah O'Neill right on the quarter time buzzer. Lifts the Tornadoes up, but take nothing away from the Huskies. After a 15-all tight first 6 minutes. They went on a 15 or 16-0 run, and a good 3-pointer there at the last moment gets the Tornadoes back into the game. It's 31 Huskies, 18 to Tornadoes. We'll take a quick break. We didn't have any timeouts in that first quarter, so we need some messages here on City Park Radio. 31 plays 18, Huskies lead. Scotty, top performers in that first quarter.
All right, we'll quickly run through. So in the points from the Tornadoes, we've got Stella Beck with 6, and Jesus, they missed her when she went off, and Sarah O'Neill with a big 3 coming in at 5. Shana Thompson from the Huskies with 7, and Nikki Green with 7, Taylor Roberts with 6. In the rebounds, Taylor Roberts is smashing them with 5. Next closest 3 was Schlott. That's the point guard there too, Schlott. And Ali Partridge, total rebounds 2, and that's going to sum up the night for the Torn. She was only on there for 6 minutes, and she's leading the rebounding. And assists, Schlott with 4, and Ellie Collins there with 2, and Steph Gardner with 2, and Beck Abel. Just looking up here with the team percentages, the story is that Hobart's made more shots at a higher clip, Dave, so it's pretty much the reason they're ahead.
59%?
59%, made 13 shots. Launceston only made the 8 at 42%, and 2 from 3s for the 3-point line there for Hobart, 2 from 6 from Launceston.
We're underway in the second quarter. We'll get some more analysis in a second, Scotty, as Gardner puts up the first shot. Doesn't quite make it. So Steph Gardner, she started pretty well. She's not quite on range at the moment. In goes Stevenson. Beautiful move.
Oh, did all the hard work.
Off. She had a lovely 3-point conversion in that last minute of the first quarter. At the other end now, Gardner flicks it out to Beck, who's back on the court, to Partridge. Partridge gets it over the top to Beck. Long. O'Neill, not this time. Just hits the front of the ring, drops down like a stone in the lap there of Ellie Collins. Takes it all the way up, thinks about a shot now. She does shoot. Off the glass, doesn't sink. No bucket there for Collins, rebounded by Beck.
Oh, bad luck.
Oh, and the pass was there for Partridge from Abel, but it was just a little bit too hot for her, and deflects out of bounds. 31-18, so still the quarter time score. 9 minutes and change left in this second quarter.
Yeah, they'll be aiming, I think, the Tawns to halve the score, and Hobart Huskies will be looking to double it. That'll be the two mindsets at the moment.
Emma Waller. Nice move underneath the basket. Little pass doesn't come off though to Finlayson. Taken away by Beck. She has support if she wants it. She goes out of Partridge for 3. Doesn't make it. Beck nearly gets the offensive rebound, but Stevenson does well. She's got a body in front, and then deflected to Schlott, who's now got it at the other end. Busy player. Skips around, moves in, puts up the shot. Oh, great conversion there from Jennifer Schlott. What a bucket that was, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely, and she threw in about 4 head fakes there, and it's fantastic for juniors to watch. You don't have to have the best crossover in the world, just a great... Oh, great. Oh, no. I was going to say that was a great shot if it went in, but it wedged up there and they lose possession at the same time. But Jennifer Schlott, Dave, I tell you what, she got Stella Beck to stand up, and as soon as you stand up, you lose all your momentum.
The ball is stuck, for our radio listeners, the ball is stuck at the top of the ring. Probably see that our stream viewers there.
Yep, they haven't cancelled the game, guys. They'll get it down.
So the referee might get a cheer for this, because he's going to actually hit one ball against the other. He makes the basket. Yeah, gets a bit of a cheer. Don't see that happen very often, do you, Scott?
Yeah, it's very unlucky. Often you see too, Dave, the better ones when they get caught right on top of the bracket, they just bounce at the top there and sit there. And then they're tough ones to get down. Well,
we've got a visitor here in our commentary position. Mum's come to collect. She's very keen to get on air. So we've got a timeout here, which has caught me unawares. So very early timeout in this second quarter. It's nearly over, so we'll just keep it here for the moment. Scotty, didn't get much of a chance to review the first quarter there, but it was an even arm wrestle for the first half, but then they put the foot down, didn't they, in the second half of that first quarter? Absolutely, and it's just all the second chance buckets they got. And you look at the rebounds, it's 18-10. At that rate, it's going to be 36-20 and so on and so forth. So, like I said, with when Abel came on the court, she's only had sparse minutes in that first quarter to be leading the rebounding. It's a scary statistic. Oh, Partridge, sorry, Ellie Partridge. That's a scary stat. But the Huskies, they look a little smoother, they look a little bit more confident. They're making the ball go inside and out. The Tawns, to their credit, have been trying to take the ball inside and be aggressive. But they're doing a lot of floaters, and they're just not dropping. Their percentages are not high. Well, it was about halfway through that quarter, it was around 50%, and now it's down to 34% as opposed to 56%. And I suppose that's a simple stat that tells a fair bit. 15 points is the margin. Possession now, Shana Thompson. Just going to look at Gardner's shooting, and it's 1 from 9, David. So she's on ice. Stevenson in the corner to Thompson, who reins it in. Pass was meant for Roberts. Good work there from Beck. Makes the interception. Turnover with Aisha Annis, lively on the court. Flicks it to the corner. Stella Beck makes it. Points a finger to the crowd. Lifts them up. Stella Beck spent some time off the court in the first quarter. Leading point scorer. That's 9 points now. Margin back to 12. 33 plays 21. It's with the Hobart Huskies. Nikki Green gets away in. Little pass to Roberts. Nearly stripped of it. Back to Green. Open shot. She misses. Stella Beck. Her influence has been great, Scott.
Absolutely.
No coincidence they lost control of the game when she went off. Annis long downtown. And a bit of an air ball there. Tried to be kept in by Partridge. It was already out.
I'm just watching I've watched Aisha play for the last 6 years since she was a little tacker, and as soon as she airballed that, she pretended it was a pass and she pointed to the person who was near the baseline and said, why didn't you catch
Scott.
that?
You got to do it.
Typical point guard. But it's good to see Aisha's got the confidence to keep putting that shot up.
That's right. It's Gardner off the court at the moment. It's with Stevenson, who's been impressive. Out to Shana Thompson. Pass underneath to Green's a beauty. She misses the basket. Contact underneath with Carla Bingley.
Derek Washington's walked on the court. He cannot believe that.
Carla Bingley wasn't impressed, but referees are closer than us, so we have to recognise that. So coming on the court now is Schlott. She didn't wasn't off for very long.
Yeah,
Vice captain Finlayson comes on.
Absolutely,
off.
and that was the message pre-game, is that Charlotte doesn't need a lot of rest, and she'll see a lot of minutes. But I feel sorry for Michaela Bingley, who's actually been one of the best players for the Tawns tonight, doing a fantastic job against Nikki Green, who is an absolute monster, and she's holding her own.
3 personal fouls now for Bingley, as Green makes the second of 2 free throws. Bit of a substitution. Ellie Collins coming on. Taya Stevenson having a spell. 13 points the difference here at Elfin Sports Centre. Listen to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. We're going down to Ulverston next week, Scotty, on a road trip. Look forward to that one.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that.
Aisha Annis. Well, Partridge fumbles a little. He's looking for the next move. Takes the ball now. Gets a bit of a screen. Annis now to Bingley. To Annis. Goes for 3. Oh, the shot's blocked beautifully by Green. The extra height there, and then she takes it away. She might go herself. Nikki Green. No contact. She stumbled in the last action of shooting. Long pass underneath to Beck. Who puts it over the left hand. Oh, that was magic basketball tornadoes. I think it was Partridge, Scotty, who launched the full court pass.
Partridge has been good since he's come on, Dave. Very good defensively. Surprised she didn't start, to be honest.
That pass had to be centimetre perfect, to coin a phrase, and it was. And Beck finished the job. It was harder than it looked. 34-23. In goes Schlott. No foul. She wanted it.
Jeez.
Held her ground there. Did Aisha Annis.
There's more contact than the Bingley.
There we go to Partridge. Annis again. Bit of physicality on the court from the corner. It's O'Neill. Oh, dear, they've had a couple of those tonight. And round, and the triple didn't sink.
And the crowd would have gone bananas, Dave, had that gone down. They've come from a long way back on an 8-0 run at the moment.
Collins finds some space, then confronted. So open shot there, mid-range, 2-point conversion there from Taylor Roberts. We've got a timeout here at Elfin Sports Centre. It's Hobart Huskies 35, Tornadoes 23. Back in just a moment. Welcome back to viewers of the live stream on the NBL1 YouTube and also our City Park Radio listeners. Scotty, it's just a bit of I use the phrase a lot, but it is a bit of an arm wrestle since quarter time, isn't it?
It is. The Tawns are playing a much better brand of defence and making it a bit tough for them. Turnovers killed them early in that quarter.
It's just dangerous to give a lead away in a game like this, isn't it? Where
it is.
Two evenly matched teams, when you give away, what they were 16 points down at one stage, they've clawed it back to 12.
And the Tawns are definitely a momentum-style team. So had they dropped that 3 before, Dave, it would have been game on. I think, oh, geez, that was a bit of a long throw there. Well caught there by Abel.
Abel to Gardner. Back to Abel. Gardner again now. And Abel. The two of them just passing between each other at the moment.
Oof.
And again, shot clock issues soon. Down to 1, long shot, underneath. Shot comes up just in time. And
24-second violation, Dave.
sorry, Scotty, it didn't come in time. Shot clock expired. Didn't hear. Did a bit of a louder buzzer for that one, but
Yeah, the buzzer didn't work then. Everyone was waiting for it to go off, and Ali Partridge, well, I'll ping up a shot just in case.
yes, that was great defence from the Huskies there, Scott.
It was the defence from Huskies. This is what they would have expected from the tip-off. They wouldn't have been happy that the Tawns got as many points as they did.
Collins.
Great pass.
And that pass underneath to Roberts. Those two have a great understanding because they were both with the Tornadoes last year. It was demonstrated on that occasion as Roberts makes 2 points. 14 points the margin. Gardner back on the court. Skips around. Long pass out to the corner. And to the attempt there from Abel, not made. Rebounded offensively by Beck. Out to Gardner. Into the key she goes. Puts a little floater up. Rebounded though as it misses by Nikki Green.
I hate those floater shots, Dave. We've got absolutely no control of them. And as we've seen, she's 1 from 11.
Slot
Taylor Roberts.
to Roberts, who makes the 2. So Roberts starting to accumulate points. Scott, what are we up to now?
She's 10 points, 6 rebounds, Dave.
There's the other end. Put up by Partridge. She doesn't make it. Once again, the Tawns shooting percentage is not what it needs to be to get back into this game. And the margin now game high 17 points. 4 minutes and a little bit left in the second quarter. Underneath now to Green.
The wheels are falling off here, Dave. They need a timeout. That looks horrible.
They're just getting some direct passes right through the lane to both Roberts and Green underneath the basket.
When Green caught it, Dave, no one moved. No one wanted to have the accountability that they stuffed that one up then.
As the shot goes up from Partridge. She doesn't make it. Collins.
I'm going to get another
Slot to Roberts. Another one, Scotty. And Roberts is piling on the points in this second quarter. 3.5 minutes left.
Yep.
Margin 21 points. And it's Roberts and Green and Collins at the moment. Experienced players really turning the screws here on the Tornadoes. Here's Gardner. Tries a little pass, hits a foot, comes back to Gardner. On the outside. Partridge steps inside. Doesn't make the 2 points.
Good rebound.
Nice rebound there from Bingley, although it's intercepted by Schlott. There was contact there from Gardner. He gave away an unnecessary foul there. Not many fouls this quarter. It's just the second one. In fact, no fouls for the Huskies this quarter. You don't tend to foul when you're on top, Scotty.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. And there's no need to at the moment. The Tawns are just the shot-making decisions. It's just they're not good ones. They're floaters from outside the free throw line, extended, which is a good 18-foot floater. That's ridiculous. And I think some of the steadier heads and veterans of the Tawns, such as Steph Gardner and Stella Beck, they just need to take control, slow it down, take good shots, and that's all they can do. Just take good shots.
Schlott. That's it to Thompson. Started the game strongly, but quieter this quarter. Roberts underneath to McCauley, who's on the court for the first time. Kylie McCauley, handy player to have on the bench, Scotty.
Absolutely, and she can rebound all day, McCauley, and she uses her body beautifully, just like that, just holds on.
Bit of a wrestle. 2 thumbs up from the referee. And the possession arrow going to the Tornadoes on this occasion. There's referee Ashley Thurston's there.
And all the Huskies are doing, Dave, they're just doing simple high-low. They're just catching the ball at the key and passing between the 2 bigs, and the Tawns just have to be better defensively.
And we'll get to that in just a second, Scotty. We've got some thoughts on that as Beck Abel works away to the top of the key. Then gives it out to Stella Beck, who makes 3. And that could be a lifter for the Tornadoes. Top scorer tonight for the Tawns, Scotty, is Stella Beck. That's 14 now.
Yep, and she's equal top scorer for the game.
2 minutes and 23 left, 44-26. Now with Schlott. Under Roberts, nice little interception from Brown, but lucky it falls now to Greenwood. Out to the corner to Schlott. What a shot that was. Jennifer Schlott. And MVP candidate tonight. She makes another 3, 47-26. 2 minutes left. In goes Gardner. Decides not to shoot. Dishes it out to Abel. To Gardner. Now to Beck, who goes in. Gets the lane and takes the 2. Quite straightforward there. The Huskies just parted the ways. And she went straight through the gap. Made an easy 2.
Just staying in touch, Dave.
47-28. Schlott with a left-handed shot. Rebounded McCauley. Schlott, almost to backcourt there as Greenwood just reins it in. Passes high for Roberts. Underneath McCauley. Right to left. Out to Thompson for 3, not this time. It's a long rebound though, an offensive rebound to Schlott. They've dominated the board, Scotty, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. It's I'll cover those numbers at the break, though, but it's getting embarrassing.
Long for Shana Thompson. Under Greenwood, who's confronted. Good defence, Torrens. Little pass from Thompson. Out now to Roberts, who puts the shot up. Can't make it. Off the hand there of Gardner. Just thought I was going to say a while ago, Scotty, is that late start to the year in this team for Green and Schlott, but you can just see the understanding developing between that core nucleus, that starting 5.
Absolutely, especially it's tough when the pressure's on you to have that understanding. Oh, jeez, that was a carry there. She's lucky to get away with that, Schlott.
Nice pass.
McCauley,
and a bit of contact there against Kylie McCauley. As Bingley hits the deck there.
That was the old Dustin Martin fend-off there, Dave.
Don't argue.
Jeez. Michaela Bingley, she's been absolutely outstanding down there. She stands all of 5'10".
And 15 years of age.
And 15 years of age, and she is just battling away down there. Absolutely mouthful. I've been very impressed with her game.
And Stella Beck doing her own moisture collection there.
Yeah. She just doesn't stop working, does she? Just hard worker.
That's right. She's mopping up at the back there.
Tell you what, Dave, if they can get a score, a stop, and another score here, they're just hanging about the Tawns, but it's just all too easy for the Huskies
They
at the
just
moment.
need some sort of momentum, don't they, going into half-time.
They can't drop their head, Dave. They've still got a whole half to go. They just need to win from here on and see what happens.
Gardner gets nice space there. Puts up a shot, unlucky on that occasion. Rebounded by Roberts. Off to the races is Thompson. She'll go herself off the glass. Doesn't make it. Nice move. Now it's with Brooke Brown on the right-hand side of the court. Goes herself. Looked around for an option, said, I'll take it myself. And a bit unlucky there. Nearly made the triple. Now with Jennifer Schlott. We've got 30 seconds left. We're joined by Justin Bryan at half-time. As Roberts nicely underneath to Thompson. Oh, a little pass. A little shot didn't make. Tawns now. 15 seconds left. One more opportunity. In goes Beck Abel by herself. Makes the layup. And round and round and round. But it's a bucket. 17 the diff. Long shot from Schlott. Oh, nearly made it right on the buzzer. But great first half here from the Hobart Huskies. Time expires. 15 minutes of half-time await. It's 47 plays 30 here at the Elephant Sports Centre. And a dominant first quarter from the Huskies, and they continued on that same momentum into the second quarter, Scotty.
Yeah, absolutely. Just watching Taylor Roberts as she walked off, just looked up and gave the wink here in the box. Fantastic to see. Look, 17 points, Dave. It's not a insurmountable lead, but it's some horrible hands there. I'm just going through the percentages. Steph Gardner, 1 from 12. If you ever wonder what the percentage is on that, Dave, it's 11. 11%. That is, you can see
she's working hard.
She's working hard.
Question commitment. It's just one of those nights where it's just not happening for her.
It's just not dropping, Dave, and it's unfortunately that's the story of the day. It's they've had 20 extra rebounds, and they're making all the extra chances. The Huskies. So when you get to have on every play 5 or 6 attempts of putting the ball in the hoop, it's going to be a long battle for the other team.
Because they started the game so well, and we talked about it was 15-all at one stage.
It did.
And then the Huskies went on a 16-point run. They've never sort of recovered from there.
Absolutely.
We've got the All-Star cheer and dances here, and we'll go to the break. Our stream viewers can watch the dances, and we'll take a break here, and we're back in a moment with a special guest, Justin Bryan. Welcome back to the Elfin Sports Centre. It's Dave Moore and Scotty Brown here with you, and welcome back to our NBL1 live stream viewers as well. It's Hobart 47, Tornadoes 30, and it's a great pleasure to welcome to the microphone here, usually here on the live stream of the Hobart games. It's JB, Justin Bryan. G'day, mate.
Oh, it's good to be here, David. Nice to be in the arena. Very great atmosphere at the Elfin Sports Centre at the moment. Great gymnastics display there, and it looks like we've got a bit more entertainment coming up as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, very good to be here.
We've got the half-court shot, so that's always a bit of a highlight. What was it, $400, I think, Scotty?
Yeah, 400, Dave. And JB, I don't know if you've been watching this throughout the season, but generally 70% from the halfway to kids here in Launceston.
Oh,
It's absolutely mental.
Well, that's the sponsor dollar going to good use. Lots of snake lollies coming out of that. We had a half-court shot actually the first night we were there. I don't think they realised they actually picked out Joel Davey, former Hobart Charger. I'll tell you what, that's not bad either.
Not too bad.
And he smashed $500. No one's made it since, so yeah, we've made the most of that one. So very good.
Quite famously at a Southern Huskies game, it was Australian cricket captain Tim Payne who converted the half-court shot. I think that went a bit viral right around the country, that one.
Yeah, made a fair bit of noise there, and I think it was Grinda Sandhu was going to try after him, but he saw that and he's like, no, I'm not even going to. That one's not. But
Gee, that was pretty close.
That was bloody close too. But yeah, no, I think Sandhu just said, no, I'll let Payne go with that one.
Now, JB, we've got you for a bit under 10 minutes here. I thought we'd sort of cover two facets. First of all, I thought we'd talk about the game. Okay, so how you've seen things in this first quarter, or first half, sorry. It was a very even first 5 minutes or so. We got to 15 all, and since then the Huskies have really got on top.
To make a Southern reference, things are cascading in our favour, David. No, it's been a very interesting start. I thought it was very competitive, as you mentioned, in the first half of that first quarter, but the girls have really started to get on top, and I think a big factor in that certainly the size. You guys don't have Brittany in tonight. She's been out for a few weeks. She's obviously pivotal there, but Taylor Roberts, Nikki Green, I mean, they're just dominating inside, outside there. And height really is a factor in a sport like basketball. We all know that. The defence of the Huskies, I must say, has really lifted. Yep. It's something that we haven't had, well, probably for 7 weeks, and that's really what has had us on our skid. I think from a Launceston standpoint, it's probably just been an offensive execution. You just seem to be swinging the ball around the top, hoping to get a jump shot here or there. A couple of inside plays, but yeah, something that, you know, I've really noticed too. You get inside and, you know, there's the extra pass to be made and it's just not happening. But, I mean, things sort of started to warm up there. You've knocked the margin back down to 17. Things warming back in your favour at the moment. But, yeah, sort of a one-sided affair in that second quarter.
We talked in the call at the latter start of that second quarter. It's quite a new combination in the sense that Nikki Green and Jennifer Schott haven't been with you for the whole season. I think for the first 4 or 5 weeks you had a different combination. We can just start to see them starting to gel along with Taylor Roberts, Ellie Collins, Shana Thompson. The understanding is starting to come.
Yeah, well, I think the big thing too that helped us in our first 2 games, clearly Kayla George, I mean, she was good, 25 points, 15 rebounds a night. She's WNBA talent for a reason. She's an opal for a reason. So she was really big. But, yeah, I think that combination of Jen and Nikki is slowly lifting. I mean, Nikki has previously had WNBA experience. Jen, the all-time scoring leader at Utah State, the Div 1 there, even at 5'6". So, you know, really good players. But I think they're starting to get over sort of their momentum swings. They were players when they first wanted to gel in, played on their momentum. If Nikki was up and about, you know, she was going great. Jen's had a few 30-point games, but the only problem is cold nights were freezing nights, much like they can be at the Sports Centre down in Kingborough. Yes. So, you know, Nikki could go for 17 and 17 on a double-double, but it was the way she got it. There was no emphasis. There was no oomph. Yeah. You know, Jen could go for 25, 30 points, but she had to put 35 shots up to get it. So, you know, the percentages are down, the conversion's down. But, no, they're slowly starting to gel. The defence has picked up. I mean, Ellie and Taylor, you know, we all know around Tasmanian circles how good they are. Ellie's been a star. Taylor's really starting to, and I think that's a big thing too, trying to work with, as you mentioned, with the local talent. You know, Ellie and Taylor that can play inside and out. Taylor trying to adjust, you know, having another big there with her. Shana now trying to adjust with another scorer. Ellie plays all facets of the game, so it's not too bad. But, I mean, a big thing too for the Huskies, Kylie McCauley being out for 10 weeks has been huge. She's only just come back and she had a calf injury, so, you know, she'll be looking to gel there and a bit more senior experience, certainly helping the side there as well.
JB, in general, how have you seen the NBL1 this year compared to the Seagull? The standard is lifted?
Oh, tremendously, and I think it's been one of the best transitions the sport's seen nationally in a long time. I mean, many people will know when, you know, competitions like the NBL and the WNBL took a hit, you know, their notoriety fell through the floor. They were, you know, they weren't being broadcast, you know, as big nationally as they had been. But one thing the NBL1's certainly done, you know, they basically absorbed the Seagull. They've kept that atmosphere there. I mean, the NBL1 released some statistics a few weeks back, what they look like at the halfway point, and I actually think it's been better than what the Seagull has been now. From a Hobart perspective, we're still trying to build our crowds, still trying to build that Huskies brand, and that will come with time. But I mean, you can see evidence here tonight. You've got 700-800 packed, positive fans in this arena here. You look over at places like Frankston and Geelong, they've still got the high competition, and I mean, a credibility too. You want to look at someone like an Albury Wodonga who have secured the services of Lauren Jackson as their head women's coach. When you've got arguably the greatest women's basketballer ever willing to come and put their hand up and say, I want to coach in this league, that should tell you what sort of standard we've got here in the comp.
Absolutely, JB. What do you think the issue is with getting people through the door for basketball in Tasmania? I mean, it's popular, kids play it, and then when it comes to the support system, it just really dies off. Is it the days it's been playing? Is it the time it's been playing? What do you think it is?
I'm not too sure. I think one quote that I've heard in the last couple of years, and this came from a couple of people who were actually working, they were doing maintenance on the Parliament building down in Hobart. They said one thing with Tasmanians is Tasmanians will only change when they need to change, and sometimes when they do that change, it's a bit too late. So I think maybe just a transition period. We're at a point now where the Chargers, particularly in Hobart, they're not there. The Huskies are there, so it's building that brand. I think a lot of it is a brand building sort of thing. And again, it's that north-south. There's always been a north-south thing, and I think it's just trying to bring that together. And I mean, there's even issues like that with Hobart. There are people that will not watch games in Glenorchy because they live in Kingston. There'll not be people in Kingston that won't go to Glenorchy, vice versa. So I think it's just trying to build that unity and understanding that if we work as a whole state model and a whole state brand of basketball, while we have, the offshoots of the Northwest, the offshoot of Launceston, the offshoot of Hobart, if that all works together, then the game itself can prosper from a junior level right through to a senior level. So I think it's just trying to unite that in a sense. And again, this rebranding of the Huskies is another challenge that's involved with that. Yep. But I think once you build that brand and that becomes a recognised brand with the three, and then you can sort of say to people, look, you've got to work together. Once you start working together, you'll be fine. So I think it's just developing that unity. Once they do that, they'll be fine.
And it's a great get, isn't it, to get Willie Joseph as the coach of the Hobart Huskies women's team, isn't it? A great experience and a great love for basketball in Tasmania.
Absolutely. And I mean, he's got Willie's another prime example of this. Willie is involved at all facets, and I think it is that involvement as well. Willie's got young kids that are playing at junior level. He's coaching at a senior level. Even on Wednesday nights, you still see him there, for our local league in Hobart, the Div 1 local league there. So again, it's just a matter of being involved, and I know a lot of his coaches too. I know Justin Muscat, he's a senior coach in Hobart. Tim McShane coaches a junior team. Adrian Gusti, who is an assistant coach, he coaches a junior team as well. So the fact that Willie, although Willie is that outright there, he's got a team around him that can connect at all levels. So they're not just focusing up here and going, oh, look at the clouds. They're also looking at the seeds and what's growing up and what's coming through. So again, he's been able to develop, and full credit to Willie as well, he's been able to develop this team that's able to harness all aspects of the game, junior and senior, bring it all together and hopefully deliver a product that's respectable on the floor.
And what's your thoughts, mate, of Derek Washington? Probably only seen him from time to time, but he's really passionate about his basketball, isn't he? And he's a real developer of young talent.
If every senior coach had his passion and his energy, it doesn't matter whether you're up 50, it doesn't matter whether you're down 50, good shot, bad shot, good call, bad call, no call, whatever it is, he's there, he's energetic, he's bubbly, and not only that, he doesn't just use the personality to pump the chest and go, oh, I'm Derek Washington, look at what I do, people are here to see me. He understands it's about the team. And I mean, even before I was over there talking with a few people I know, Rebecca Abel's mum and dad, Rebecca, former Queenstown girl, so I was over there talking with her mum and dad, and Derek's come along and a couple of kids ran into him, he stopped and talked to him, had a dance and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff you need.
It's engagement, isn't it?
Exactly right, and that's, again, it's that community engagement from a state level that we need. I mean, if we had 10 Derek Washington's coaching, say the 10 biggest clubs or, associations in this state, then, the world would be an absolute oyster. So he's only a benefit, and we can get more people like him involved, and his word to get them involved, absolute bonus. He's a credit to himself.
Speaking of Derek Washington, you're Derek Washington now. You're down there at in the huddle. You're down by 17. What's the advice you give the Tornadoes to get back in the game here?
Oh, well, I mean, one of the motivating factors too for me would be the fact that, are you really going to let this team get off their 7-game skid against us at home in one of the biggest rivalry games in the league? Nah. I mean, he just has to keep bringing that energy, and I mean, he's not a negative person. He's clearly not a negative person, but that's the sort of motivation you need. Now, of course, we are playing, in what is a pretty big game here, but that motivation needs to be, you really want to give up that sort of skid? Yeah. You're at home. You brought these fans in. Do you really want to disappoint them? You went down and beat them there. Don't let them come up, because that win down there would mean nothing. And again, two teams that are on the lower end of the ladder at the moment, I mean, you want to get the butt on them. Keep your finals chances alive, and that's something, and vice versa. Willie Joseph be saying to his team, like, you need to get to 500 to make playoffs. You lose this, you're no chance. So a big motivating factor there as well.
JB, we've just got a minute to go. Join us again at full time.
I'll be quite happy to. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll let you keep doing your social media stuff there.
No worries. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
That's JB, Justin Bryan joining us at half time, giving us a great insight into the Huskies. We've got a minute to go. Scotty, want to just go through some major point scorers there and rebounders, etc.?
Okay, well, the dominant standout from both teams has been Stella Beck and Taylor Roberts, and they're just, as you go down the list, they've just been dominant. So Stella Beck, 16 points and 8 rebounds, and Taylor Roberts just behind her, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Nikki Green there with 10, Charlotte with 9. She came alive in that second quarter, Dave. And Beck Abel, 5, and Sarah O'Neill, 5. So some of those girls that normally provide that extra spark, just a little bit down for the Tawns, and it's seen on the total boards there. The rebounds actually picked up from the Tawns, but there was a section there, Dave, of play where the Tawns just stopped 8 offensive rebounds. I was counting them out, and that is ridiculous. 8 offensive rebounds in one play.
You found some interesting. You went a bit deeper in the stats there, didn't you? And second chance points, etc.
I did.
Some interesting things there.
I did. I had a little bit of a look here, Dave, and second chance points. It's all dominated by the Huskies too, for our listeners. Steals dominated, scores off turnovers dominated, points from turnovers dominated, bench points dominated, second chance points dominated, assists to points dominated, total rebounds dominated. When you're dominating every category, Dave, you can see why they're up by 17 points. However, upon saying that, the Tawns have been in a position like this before. Even though their shooting percentage isn't as good, it's not poor yet. It's still in the 30s, which as a team isn't too bad. But yeah, they've got to counter this size somehow. And I've been very, very, very impressed by young Michaela Bingley, who's leading the way down there. And if she can just get 2 or 3 others to get that little warrior spirit that she's got happening there, and to man up and body out some of these players, then they're a chance to make this competitive in the second half.
I think we're underway in the second half. I think the objective will be trying to get it under double figures at three-quarter time.
That would be right, David.
And make a launch in the last quarter. Let's see what will happen. City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5 in the NBL1 live stream. We're underway in the third quarter. Nikki Green puts up a shot, which misses. And Stella Beck, who's been outstanding, leading the boards and leading the scoring for the Tornadoes. In fact, the leading scorer in the game so far.
Yeah, she could end up with a triple-double by the end of tonight.
Gardner to O'Neill, now to Abel, who weaves her way through.
Great block.
Shot, and it just gets a hand on it there, but it's rebounded offensively. In goes Gardner. Puts it up to O'Neill, who puts a little shot up and makes 2 points.
Great start.
So, bit of atmosphere going. They need to get the crowd behind them. We know how much that can lift the Tornadoes. Thompson. Shana Thompson lit it up early with a couple of big baskets. Collins. Thompson to Green to Collins. Forceful pass underneath to Roberts, who makes the bucket off the glass and starts the scoring for the Huskies in the second half. Back to 17 points. It's 13 points at quarter time. 17 at the half. Gardner goes in. Open shot for 2. Doesn't make it.
That ring is like the size of a paper cup for Steph Gardner tonight.
I've just got a feeling she's got to come good eventually.
Yeah,
she does.
She's taking good shots, Dave. They're just not dropping. There's a lid on it.
Little pass there from Collins to Green. Nice move. And the Colossus Green there underneath the basket makes an easy 2.
Yeah, defensively she's been good, Dave. 3 block shots, I think, at the moment. Just checking. But, yep, 3. Great play defensively.
Gardner. She goes by herself. Beautiful move. Oh, great block there from Roberts. Turnover now with Schlott. Schlott goes in off the glass and makes the 2. And that was fantastic there from Taylor Roberts, who's been outstanding, especially in that second quarter. She scored heavily in the middle part of the quarter. 53 to 32.
She's one of the best in the country at using that body underneath the basket, Dave. Just knows where to stand.
Well, she's had WNBL experience as well. And goes O'Neill to the left, puts a shot up, rebounded by Green. She just stands underneath that basket and puts her hands up. Takes the rebound to Schlott. Collins for 3. Often see that. She misses, but it's rebounded by Roberts. Shot goes up from Thompson, as easy as you like. And another couple of points there to the Huskies. Game high, 23 points now. Here's Beck Abel. Little pass to Gardner. Nice pass to Beck. Has to dish it out though to Bingley. Nice shot, Bingley, but doesn't make it.
Oh, still
Rebounded by Beck. Little floater, makes it. 2 points. 18 points now for Stella Beck. 7 left in the third quarter, margin 21.
If I was Derek Washington Davis, Shana Thompson takes
Thompson
for
3. That's what we like to see from Shana Thompson when she's really firing. She makes another 3 there. Margin out to 24.
If I was Derek Washington, mate, I'd start getting some of the kids on the court here and get some energy going.
Gardner, busy. Bounce pass into Beck, who gets contact. Shot comes too late. Or does it come too late?
Yeah, just a bit unlucky there. He's just got her on the slide. She didn't take a dribble though, so I was surprised Derek Washington didn't make a bit of a kick and scream about that, because he had a case there that was in the motion of shooting, David. But
Side ball.
Side ball, yep. It's getting messy though at the 24.
So side ball to Stella Beck. 6.5 left. Beck takes her time and then gets it to Bingley. Out now to Gardner. Works her way in, gets space. Little pass into Bingley. She might have gone on the shot herself in hindsight. But it does come off the Huskies out of play, so it'll be Tornado's ball. I think she might have worked herself into a position there to shoot, Scotty, but decided with a little pass instead.
Just watching Steph.
Might have been deliberately into the opposition, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
I was just watching Steph Garner leave the court there. There's some of her trying to give her high fives, and her body language is terrible then. She didn't acknowledge anyone when she came to the bench. She's obviously frustrated, David.
Yep.
Happens when you're having a poor shooting night and then you throw a ball to a teammate and it goes through their fingers.
Hey, Shannon, that's good stuff. And we know she's capable of that. And I think she's one of the younger players that can bring energy you were talking about, Scotty.
That's it. You've got to give them a run, Dave. When you're down by 24, you've got to start changing what you're doing.
58-37.
Oh, that's a foul.
And Stella Beck's third personal.
That was clear as day, too. You can't really complain there. You can't shove them 4 feet.
And she came from a position behind the contest.
Yeah, she's punching above her weight there, too, because Taylor Roberts would have it easily about a good 9 kilos on her down there. She's doing a good job, Stella.
Here goes Thompson. She goes in. Long pass outside to the corner to Schlott. Almost makes the big 3. Rebounded by Thompson. Almost a steal here now. So Rebecca Abel, she held back in the contest. Referee says play on. Meanwhile, Schlott takes a little shot for 2. Gets contact. And we'll go to the line.
Yeah, I think what happened there when we caught on, I think Taylor Roberts actually stood on the back of his shoe. It just actually caught him there. And yeah, they both lost balance and held on to each other, so the umpire probably did the right thing in not calling it. But it hurts when you get a little touchy foul in the same play. That's who's Charlotte here. The first or second time on the line, Dave? I think it might be her first.
Second time.
Second time, yeah.
Converted the 2 on the previous occasion. Converts this first one here. This is for the 60th point for the Hobart Huskies. And she makes it.
They'll be aiming to get to 100 tonight too, Dave, the way they're going.
60-37.
Oh.
Aisha Annis, who lit it up a minute ago with a big 3. Little pass underneath to Beck. It's knocked out of play by the Huskies. By Shana Thompson. It'll be a Tornadoes ball.
Nice, Rannis did all the hard work then and has just made not the best decision on the pass.
A lot of adrenaline flowing there, I think. Aisha Annis to Beck. Dodges around, works away for a shot off the glass and makes it. Fantastic stuff. Stella Beck, that's 20 points now.
Yeah, she's been outstanding, though. She's probably been the best player on the court tonight. Her and Taylor Roberts.
Schlott to Collins. Long pass of distance to the other side of the court to Thompson. She's on the left-hand side. Pass now to Greenwood. Schlott. Forceful pass to Roberts. Little shot, can't make it. Beck over the top. Rebecca Abel off the glass. Misses the layup and the follow-up though. It's Beck to Bingley. Little hook shot, makes it. So Tornadoes, couple of baskets in a row. Gets the margin under 20, 60-41.
Stella Beck with a double-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds, and add another assist to the total. She is playing one hell of a game.
Can the Tornadoes build something here? Collins to Thompson, thinks about the 3. Works her way in, mid-range jumper for 2. Can't make it, gets her own rebound. To Schlott. Pass over the top to Roberts is a beauty, but she can't quite make the 2 off the glass. Stella Beck lopes down the court. Out to Abel. He misses the three, slaps her hands together. Roberts now on the rebound. Schlott has Thompson underneath the basket. She doesn't miss those, Shana Thompson. She's going a little bit of a scoring spree in this third quarter. She started brightly, 5 points in the first couple of minutes. What's she up to tonight, Scotty? Shana Thompson?
14, Dave.
As the shot comes up there from O'Neill.
O'Neill been a bit quiet too. O'Neill some good, 9 points and 3 rebounds, but they really need her to lift.
Back to a 19-point ball game. Thompson, not this time, did everything but just rebounded now by the Tornadoes. Sarah O'Neill waits for support from Beck. Beck gets stripped of the ball from Schlott, but it rebounds to Annis. Still in possession, Tornadoes. Beck bounce pass underneath to Abel. Tough shot, doesn't make it. She's a bit off balance.
Panicked a bit there, Dave.
Thompson now to Schlott. Schlott finds space. Can't get a shot away to Collins for 3. Long rebound, taken easy by Schlott. Steadies things down. 10 left on the shot clock. Stella Beck. Gets it away now to Annis. To Bingley, it just deflects off a foot out of play. So it's a Huskies ball. 62-43. So City Park Radio, 103.7 and 96.5. Right, watching the NBL1 live stream via YouTube. Bringing all the NBL action. Going off to Launceston next week for another big clash. So a doubleheader up there with the Thunder. Looking forward to that. And we welcome the Melbourne Tigers here in a couple of weeks. So it's a bit of a stop in play for a moment. Might be something technical going on as the referee's at the bench. Just checking something out. All's good, so we're about to get back underway. Josie Greenwood with the ball. 3 minutes exactly left. 19 points of margin. It was 17 at half. And it was 13 at quarter time. It's underneath, it's Nikki Green who steadies herself for a shot. Doesn't make it. Hasn't missed many of those tonight. It's rebounded nicely here by O'Neill. Sarah O'Neill. Support from Brown if she needs it. She goes to Partridge, who's back on the court. Finds some space to Ellie Partridge. Great reject there from Josie Greenwood. She bodied in on it, did Partridge, but Greenwood got the hand in. Scotty, talk to us.
Stella Beck, is there any statistical category she's not dominating at the moment? What a good time block. And you've got to remember, she was in foul trouble in that first quarter. And she's just holding, she's just giving them hope, isn't she? It's just fantastic to see. Most players, when they're in this sort of hole, they go one of two ways, Dave. It's a nice shot there.
Lovely shot.
They either drop their heads and it gets worse, or they try to lift their teammates, and she's definitely on the ladder.
Huge shot there. Just missed the player who took the shot. Might have been Taya Stevenson.
It was Taya Stevenson there.
Thanks,
That's
Scotty.
the second big three for the night.
It is. Brooke Brown steadies herself from downtown. Misses it. And it's out of play.
Brooke Brown's having an absolute stinker too, Dave, and she's they need her out there because she's definitely a big body.
Yep. Josie Greenwood from the baseline.
With this lead too, Dave, the Huskies able to rotate their players and stay fresh with the Tawns. You can see they're starting to get tired.
They've got pretty good bench depth. You look at the likes of Stevenson and Greenwood, Macaulay, Finlayson. There's a little pass over the top now to Josie Greenwood. Here's Finlayson, vice captain of the Huskies. Greenwood, little pass off fingertips, out of play.
Only 3 seconds left on the shot clock too, Dave. So good defensive effort here from the Tawns. They want to consolidate on that and make sure they don't let an easy shot go off. Like
Bounce pass in now. It's a long shot from Schlott. Schlott makes the long shot.
They obviously didn't hear me,
3 points. Big basket there from Jennifer Schlott. And she's now up to, I'll get you to check on that, Scotty, how many points?
Oh, Schlott, yep. She's 15 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Schlott's been pretty awesome.
Absolutely, and here she is again. Left-handed pass is a beauty to Stevenson, who makes the 2. So field goal percentage, gee, there's up around 45 the Huskies, 33 Tornadoes.
We're not missing too many.
And it's 26 points now the margin. There's Annis there. It's a bit of contact from Schlott. So a foul there on Jennifer Schlott. Talked about her great pedigree from the United States. Recruited pretty well, the Huskies.
Yeah, she complements the bigs that they've got there very nicely because she draws the defences, Dave, which is, as a big, you love.
Gardner. Pass to O'Neill for a 3. Misses the triple on that occasion. Rebounded by Green. And off they go again, the Huskies. Josie Greenwood. Nice little pass over the top there to Green. Left and right. Double dribble. Referee right on the spot. Nikki Green doesn't complain. So good call by the referee on that occasion. Now Steph Gardner. Crowd a bit hushed now, Scotty. There's Partridge. Long over the top. There's O'Neill. Wrestles with an opponent. Foul's called. Which way is it going to go?
Yeah, it's a
Tornado's ball.
Absolutely.
Josie Greenwood, I think, there.
Yeah, it was too. Just a slight grab on the arm. But you'd hope the Tawns here just play hard for the rest of the game here, Dave, and show something for the crowd. But it's looking... Yeah, they're almost walking at the moment. They need to lift. Nally Partridge would be one that can help them that.
Here's Brooke Brown. She waits for support. Gets it now from Beck, who weaves her way in. Puts up the basket. Nearly gets her own rebound. Might have got some contact. O'Neill, nice shot. She was off balance. Tough angle. And Sarah O'Neill starting to come into the game.
Here's Stella Beck, 3rd assist. Go over 20 points and 14 rebounds.
Margin
Not bad for a point guard, Dave. 14 boards.
Oh, gee. 24 points now. 11 seconds left. Probably one play left in this quarter. And Schlott for 3. Jennifer Schlott, not this time. Quick shot, perhaps for the Tornadoes. Now there's contact there on Stella Beck. 2.7 seconds left. No team foul situation, so side ball. In fact, baseline ball it'll be. With Stella Beck, 2.7 seconds. Can they fashion something pretty spectacular here? That would lift the crowd. And it goes to Partridge. Needs to put it up now. She does. Fall short. 3/4 time here at the Elephant Sports Centre. It's Hobart 69, Tornadoes 45. We'll take a quick break. Back here in just a moment. And it's 3/4 time here at Elephant Sports Centre. Hobart 69, Tornadoes 45. Leads 24, Scotty. Major possession winners. I'm thinking about the footy. Major stat leaders at 3/4 time.
Well, Stella Beck's been outstanding. 20 points with Sarah O'Neill on 11 and Beck Abel on 5. Taylor Robertson 16, Schlott on 16 and Thompson on 14. Rebounds, Stella Beck on 16 leading all comers. 11 to Roberts and 10 to Nikki Green. And assist, Charlotte on 9 and Stella Beck on 3. I was just looking at the plus minuses, Dave, which is your impact compared to the people that you've been opposite. And there are 5 girls from the Huskies. They're starting 5 pretty much that are on plus 20s. This is huge. Plus 25 to the game. And no one in the positives for the Tawns. The highest, I think, was 0, and they're the girls that haven't played. The rest are in big minuses, and that's a telling factor.
Double doubles to Stella Beck and Taylor Roberts.
Absolutely. Stella Beck is fighting a losing battle here, but she's been outstanding on the court. And Taylor Roberts, well, she's been allowed to sit for about 12 minutes, and still incredible stats. So it's...
Now Stella Beck launches for 3. Unlucky on that occasion. Didn't drop down the bucket. Nearly did, but didn't. So now it's Finlayson at the other end. For the 2 from the corner. Rebounded by Nikki Green, who makes the 2 points. And that's 71 plays 45. So can they win this last quarter? That'll be their aim, the Tornadoes. Steph Gardner now to Michaela Bingley. Nice little move, goes in, puts the shot up and makes it. A developing player, 15-year-old Michaela Bingley. That was beautiful.
She's been excellent all night.
A tough assignment in the starting 5. Possibly for the first time, I'm not sure about that, but I think it's probably the case. Here's Nikki Green now into the corner to Schlott. Oh, lovely move. She just went at 90 degrees there and put the shot up. Gets her own rebound even after missing it. Has to get it out long to Greenwood, to Stevenson. Finlayson, Greenwood again. Turns round, puts up a little shot. Can't quite make it. Nice rebound, O'Neill. O'Neill up against Green down the court. Now it's into Beck. Out now to O'Neill, who makes the 3. Beautiful work there from Sarah O'Neill. We have a pretty good second half. 71-50. That's Finlayson now for the Huskies. Out to Schlott. Green inside the 3-point line. Can't make the shot. Lucky rebound there for Schlott. Green holds the ball in one hand and flicks it into Greenwood. Out wider to Stevenson, and she's been on song tonight from distance. 3 points, Taya Stevenson. High fives with Greenwood. 50-74. Get some points on Stevenson, Scotty.
She's on 11, Dave, and 3 from 3 from the 3-point line.
Yeah, been a great effort from the bench there from the Huskies as Stella Beck puts up a nice little shot. Can't make it. Long shot here from Abel. Can't convert.
Yeah, she's got some range, Beck, We've got to give her that. She's got to put the leash on her.
She scored a beautiful one in the first quarter. Quieter since then. Stevenson now to Green.
Oh.
Pass intercepted there by Brooke Brown. Luxa Fortune though for Schlott. She takes it. Green look away pass to Stevenson. Not this time.
The first miss for the night.
Rebound Beck. We get off the boards tonight. Double-double. In she goes, confronted. Tries to find a way through. Loses the handle. Gets it back again. In underneath to Abel. Puts up a little shot and makes the 2. So they're matching them through the first 3 minutes of this last quarter. 74-52. Now it's with Taya Stevenson. To Greenwood to Schlott. Schlott goes round to her left. Puts up the shot. Gets contact. Makes the 2. And will make her way into the paint for the extra. She's been fantastic. She's got nothing but impressed tonight with Jennifer Schlott.
Fantastic numbers, and this is going to take her up to, if she hits the free throw, which she should, up to 19 points. She only needs 1 more assist and 2 more rebounds, Dave, to get that triple-double. I wouldn't be surprised if they sit her soon, because you don't want your imports when it's the game's clearly won to get injured. A la Josh Jenkins.
Nikki Green having a bit of a spell there. Let's see who's on the court. Emma Waller is on. Roberts is back on as the extra is missed there by Schlott. She's usually pretty deadly from that free throw line. 76-52. Gardner, busy. Works away into the basket. Bounce pass to Bingley. Turns around. Abel to Beck from 3-point range. Doesn't make it. Nice rebound there from Collins. Been serviceable tonight, Scotty, without being brilliant as Ellie Collins, but she's certainly done her job.
That's right. When you're multifaceted like she is, she sort of plays the game a bit like Scottie Pippen. She's able to play defence on any of the positions, but she carries the ball like a point guard, and she can get to the basket like that, and she hits an outside shot. So she's a tough cover, Ellie Collins. But yeah, they haven't had to lean on her much. But 4 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. She's just slowly rattling up stats, just not scoring as much as what we're used to seeing.
And while we were talking there, Scott, she was fouled, so she's going to the line for a couple of points. So 4 fouls now to Bingley.
I remember Ellie Collins in an interview last year, Dave, said she's only got 2 moves, and why don't people work her out more often? She's just so good at those 2 moves. She's got a little spin move, and she's got that little up and under, and away she goes.
Makes the second one. Michaela Bingley on 4 fouls, but I think they'll keep her on, Scotty.
Oh, she's been outstanding, Michaela Bingley. Couldn't speak more highly of her.
Steph Gardner now. Little skip. Pass to the corner. And shot not made there from Abel. Gee, her and Sarah O'Neill, it's hard to tell apart sometimes. Now to Collins. In goes Collins. Low post there to Roberts, can't make it.
Stella Becker will probably go all the way here.
I think you're right, Scotty. And she goes. She gets some contact, makes the basket, and it counts. So a chance for the extra. So Beck on 20 points already.
Yeah,
22 points, in fact.
22 there. There was a play there in the second quarter, Dave, where she had a open transition layup like that. She actually slowed down and passed the ball off. And I don't think Derek Washington wants her doing that. You take it to the basket every time. Time out there, called by the Huskies. I think Willie Joseph would set a few goals for his team to come into the last 5 minutes here to keep the gap going. Percentage obviously very important, David. Take us to the break, mate.
Yep, 78-54. We'll take a short break at the timeout. Back here in just a moment. So it's I think it's 9 points apiece in this last quarter, Scotty. So they're doing okay, the Tawns. And they haven't lost ground. And they're looking okay.
Absolutely. And first quarter they were blown out of the water, and then they fought hard and pretty much even standstill in the second quarter. And then, of course, in that third, they got a bit of a run on, and that's been the story of the game. But they've been playing pretty even here. But I think the Huskies have pretty much put the cue on the rack at this point. However, as we were just talking off air there, Dave, that's Stella Beck makes the M1. They've got to make as many points as they can. Their percentage might be the difference between them being in the 8 and not. So
that's
they
right.
Would hate to see that slip away now.
Here goes Thompson. Long pass to the corner. Schlott gets rid of it straight away to Waller. Back to Schlott. Waller thinks about three. Then she goes in herself. The young girl, Emma Waller. Can't make the basket. Hits the deck. Meanwhile, up they take it, the Tornadoes. Bingley moves in and makes 2 more points. Michaela Bingley.
Good little player, Michaela Bingley.
8 points tonight. Double figures would be a good return if she can snag another one.
Defensive impact's been huge too.
Emma Waller, open shot. Can't make the 2. Rebounded by Collins, who just stands there looking for an option. Pass to Taylor Roberts. The radar was a bit off on that occasion.
Willie
Skills out of play.
Joseph has just given Ellie Collins an absolute rocket then. So that is... that's almost over. He's talking to the assistant coaches. Do we drag her? I don't know about that, but he was not happy, the big fella.
Steph Gardner. At the top of the paint. Let's get the pass away. Wasn't a great one. Now Stella Beck's gone down. Winston's in pain a little bit. Hope she's okay. Back to Gardner. Busy. Puts up a lovely shot. Steph Gardner makes the 2. And margin is 19. So under the 20 points. It's been a good last quarter for the Tawns.
It's Steph Gardner's second shot, David. 2 from 15.
Right, so not a usual percentage, that's for sure.
No, that's and she's forced to take that many shots. She's not normally a scorer; she's a facilitator. When you've got giant timber down there as well, it's hard to get those shots up. But she's continuing the battle.
Ellie Collins made 2 while we're chatting there. Shots missed there from Sarah O'Neill. Taken down the other end. Little pass from Schlott to Roberts, who's under pressure, so gets it out to Collins for 3. Doesn't make it. Rebounded by O'Neill. Charges up the court, gets a bit of contact there from Shana Thompson. Just the second foul from the Huskies in this quarter, so nowhere near the bonus situation.
Shana Thompson's been quiet since half-time too, Dave. Still sucking that 14 points.
Spurts, but a solid game from her.
I guess with all the inside play, they haven't had to look outside that often, so that's where she resides.
Another timeout, so we'll take another short break, and we're back in just a moment for the last 4 minutes of the game. 3 minutes 53 to go. Welcome back. This is City Park Radio and watching the NBL1 YouTube live stream. It's 80 to 59. The Huskies led by 24 at three-quarter time, so they've got 3 points closer. So it's 14 points to 11, the Tornadoes' favour in this last quarter. Side ball.
They'll be happy to win a quarter too, Dave. That'll be a really good opportunity.
Micah Simpson on the court for the first time this evening. Gets it to Annis. So the bench now getting a bit of a go in this last 3.5 minutes. I think Jess Johnson's out there too, Scotty.
Yeah, I'm surprised those two haven't had a bit more of a run because, especially Micah, because she can carry the ball well and she's actually quite a tall girl. And Jess Johnston, I actually thought this season she would have got more minutes than what she has. The only problem is with Jess Johnston, Dave, she only has one hand, and it's very well known she only has a left. So that's something she would be working on. She's a good player though.
Yep, she certainly is. Great junior player for Tasmania.
Exceptional junior player. So is Micah Simpson actually. She's over the last 3 seasons, she just keeps getting better and better and better.
Okay, so it's Tornadoes ball, and it's with the aforementioned Jess Johnson. She'll have to feed it back in. She does that now to Aisha Annis. Annis, big 3-pointer in the third quarter. Now to Brooke Brown. In she goes. Off the glass, makes a nice 2 points. And margin back under 20, 80 to 61.
Brooke Brown just needs to find more ways to get involved, Dave, because she's definitely got talent. Just disappears for 2 big chunks of time, but another good youngster out there.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, developing the young players. Shana Thompson, ambitious pass. Goes out of play. Now with Ali Partridge, veteran from the Tornadoes.
Just about to say, they've got the 4 youngest girls with their oldest player all in the same 5 there.
Micah Simpson can't find a way through. Brooke Brown, long shot, rebounded by Shana Thompson. To Collins. Goes to a left, pass to Roberts. Out to Thompson for 3. And a lovely shot there from Thompson. She's up now to 17 points.
Jeez.
4 rebounds tonight. Other end, quick transition. Contact there on Micah Simpson. And looks like she'll go to the line. So a few Micah Simpson fans out there. A few cheers in the crowd.
Yeah, Riverside girl, Dave. She's she had a couple of heroics last year, actually, in the state high school championship. She won a couple of games on the buzzer. And a one-man effort from her team there. A bunch of netballers on herself. And she's a very exciting prospect.
This is the first one. Chance to make her first point of the evening with a second free throw. Steadies herself and makes it confidently on the score sheet. 83-62. Bit under 3 minutes to go. And Shana Thompson gets the intercepted there. But she gets it back again. Collins spins into the paint. Floating shot. Can't make it. Partridge rebounds. Charges up the Elfin Sports Centre. To Johnson. Annis. Steadies herself for an open 2. Can't make it. Nice rebound though by Partridge. To Brown. 3-point attempt. It's the front of the ring. Rebounded again by Partridge. A few opportunities here for the Tawns. Aisha Annis up against Green. Height differential there. Johnson goes to a left. Puts up a lovely shot.
Great
Jess Johnson. And it's good to see the young players getting some minutes, making some points.
What hand did she shoot it with, Dave? The left.
That's great though. That's,
She's strong from the left.
It's a pretty good one. As in goes Schlott.
Oh.
Almost gets stuck again. Roberts on the rebound. Off the glass for 2. And 21 points. Margin is resumed. Annis in the corner, right-hand corner of the court for 3. Aisha Annis makes it. That's 2 big threes tonight. Fantastic. And Derek Washington, even though the game is lost, he's celebrating with Aisha Annis. He's loving what he's seeing from the young players in this last couple of minutes. 1 minute, 37 left, 85-67. We've got a timeout. We might leave it here, Scotty. Haven't got long to go.
Absolutely.
But isn't it, I mean, it's great experience for these young girls. Certainly, Huskies are not taking the foot off the pedal. They're going with a pretty strong line-up. And some of those young girls getting points and making some good plays. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And isn't it great? The home crowd, they just want to see their girls play.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm surprised that Micah and Jess hasn't had more time because they kind of need to get that rotation sort of fixed there because you're going to get tired when you're playing a small line up against a big one.
Ellie Collins makes 2 points. And we're going to see Vandenkamp for the first time tonight. She's sitting down. Got 80 seconds to get some game time. Slight injury worry, I think we sorted out, Scotty, didn't we?
Yeah.
Eliza, so not much court time tonight.
Some knee issues apparently, so they want to give her a run, but they don't want to risk her popping a knee.
She's got the knees not strapped there, but the coverings over them. Not sure what they're called, but she's on the court. Eliza Vandenkamp, the 15-year-old.
She does not look 15. she's impressive physical
She played with the Hobart Phoenix at the age 13, so she's got some senior basketball experience already at such a tender age.
Absolutely. Dad, very famous player too.
Johnson hands it off to Annis. Back to Johnson, thinks about the three, dodges round, nice move. Works her way in right on the shot clock, gets her own rebound, misses the second attempt, throws her head back, but then she has to get off to the races and chase the opposition, and she gets her hand in. She does well, gets the intercept. There's Jess Johnson. The pass is semi-smothered, but it makes its way to Annis. A great second effort there from Johnson. She missed a couple of shots and worked her way to the other end of the court. Brooke Brown for three. Doesn't make it. Shana Thompson, 35 seconds left. Couple of plays left here at the Elfin Sports Centre. Scotty will get down courtside for an interview post-game. Long from Collins. Ellie Collins, she loves those. She's downtown, Ellie Collins. Margin of 23. So Tawns lead the quarter by one underneath to Jess Johnson. Little shot.
Jess Johnson's going to be a top scorer at least at the moment.
She's now got 4 points in this quarter. 21 points. 12 seconds left. Bit of a full court press happening there for the Tawns initially, but they're backed off now. Thompson to Collins. Back to Thompson underneath, off the glass, doesn't make it.
She doesn't miss those too often.
And time has expired. It's all over here at the Elfin Sports Centre in the Tasmanian Derby, the big clash, the Mitchell Greenwood Trophy. The winner tonight, Hobart Huskies 90, Launceston Tornadoes 69 at 21-point margin. Well, Scotty, get on your bike down there and see what you can get for us.
I'll see what I can do.
And we might take a quick break straight away here. We're back in just a moment on City Park Radio and the NBL1 live stream. Yes, welcome back to the Elfin Sports Centre. There's players out on the court. I'm trying to spot Scott down there. JB, if you see him down there somewhere, hopefully he's going to get...
There he is there. He's just come across the court
out. So he's going to try and catch a player.
Yep.
And just while he's doing that, and I'll cut across you if he does get someone. Good second half from the Tornadoes, or better second half, but Huskies too good on the night.
Yeah, way too good on the night there. Big finish in the second half, and good to see Willie Joseph really pushing his rotations in that game, really getting the fresh legs, understanding just how much the Tawns sometimes push, probably a little bit too hard, sometimes run out of legs early, and I mean even young Eliza Vandenkamp getting her first minutes in NBL1 action.
Now I see Scotty down there. You might be able to get Taylor Roberts, Scotty. See if you can get down there and have a quick chat.
Buzz and push her way in. Taylor had a pretty good game herself on the boards. Probably missed a few easy ones, but certainly getting the job done there.
So he's just hovering there. And I think he might be able to get a bit of a quick word. Yes, he's got the nod. JB, turn the camera around there. See if you can
do some of my old school action.
Yeah,
here.
there it is.
Where are we? There he is down there.
So Scotty, down to you, mate.
All right, we're here with Taylor Roberts. Taylor, congratulations, fantastic game. We've finally broken the streak.
I know, it's about time. I think we were all kind of feeling it, and we came into this game, it was basically we have to win or there's literally no chance of making finals, and I think it was the best game that we've played together. Obviously you guys are missing one of your main imports, but it was a great game for us, so I'm really proud of the girls.
Absolutely, you had a fantastic start to the game. Was that one of the big emphases that you had coming out, that we just need to get that fast start and stay on top of them?
Definitely. I mean, I don't think we start badly in other games. Like, we're usually not too bad in our start. It's usually that third quarter. But today we were able to come out in the second half, which was, I think, the more important quarter, where we stayed strong, and we didn't kind of lose the ball, and we stayed focused, which was really nice.
There's a lot of talk in the media, obviously, that you guys can shoot the ball, but defence was a big thing. How did you think that went tonight?
Oh, definitely, massively. Like, if we look on paper, we have a pretty stacked team, but we're just not getting wins, and a lot of that is coming from the lack of defence that we've been playing, and that's all of us. So today, I think we came out, we played really good team defence, and that's what we've been missing, and it was awesome to see that tonight, and that's what I think helped us win.
Yeah, and a near triple-double for Jennifer Slot, am I saying that right? Slot?
Pardon?
And Jennifer Slot, the triple-double there almost. I think she fell one rebound short.
Yeah.
What's it like to have a point guard out there that just draws all the attention?
She controls the game really, really well. Tonight she not only got her own points, but she created so well for everyone else, and she's also she hustles hard defensively, which is awesome. So I mean, yeah, she's great at what she does, and we're lucky to have her.
And I think you've been the first opposition player in this season that's come here that actually gets cheered by the home crowd. So that's obviously one of the favourites when you come down.
Yeah, no, I love coming here to play. I mean, obviously, I'm not playing for the Tawns, but I always feel very welcome coming back here. And, even though I'm not playing for them, it always kind of feels a bit like home. So, I love coming back here to play.
Well, I better let you go because you've got friends and family giving the Eagles here. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much, appreciate it.
Thanks to Scott Brown down there on the court side, and thanks to Taylor Roberts for giving her time up. She's catching up with lots of people. So JB, we were just saying that a better effort from the Tornadoes, but the Huskies had control of the game. Where we go?
We're back now. There we go. Yeah, better control there, particularly in that second half. I think their ball movement, and I think that was a big difference too on the sides. The ball movement changed the game a lot. Just a lot of stagnant offense for me from Launceston. Again, just trying to swing it around the top a little too much. Had a couple of cuts inside here or there, but just in general, I thought ball movement was the different. But again, that second half probably a little more competitive for the Tawns, particularly closing out those third quarters and the fourth quarter there, really bringing some momentum into the game. But again, it just wasn't enough on the night. Full credit to the Huskies. They end their 7-game skid, get a win on the board there. So very, very helpful from our end. But I mean, it's just great to see here. You've had 700-800 people in the building, and a lot of them are hung around. They want to catch up with the players, win, lose or draw. I mean, great atmosphere to have here at the Elfin Sports Centre. What about Stella Beck's game, mate? 23 points, 19 rebounds, 4 assists. She was outstanding. Oh, it's unbelievable, man. How do you stop that? I mean, a one-girl show, so to speak. I mean, she was tremendous from the output. I mean, really, to get them sort of rebounding numbers against the trees, of Taylor and Nikki Green there. I mean, a tremendous effort there. Her offensive output was clearly there, and I mean, she was the one constant, and full credit to her for keeping the team up and about and really in it for 4 quarters. I tell you what, Scotty, Shana Thompson snuck up there because she sort of scores in spurts. Like she gets a bunch of points, but 17 points tonight for Shana Thompson. That's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, I was kind of suggesting, JB, you probably know better than I do because you see her more often, but they were going inside a lot. I suppose when she stays on the outside, you just don't see her as much in games like this. Yeah, and I mean, Shana's one of those players too. I mean, I marked her as an X factor in the last season of the Charge.